Tom Hardy's new crime series renewal is a great reminder to watch his favorite role in one of the best gangster shows of all time. What if I told you the most dangerous man in television right now isn't even real? And what if I told you Tom Hardy has been quietly preparing us for a role so dark, so brutally authentic, it could change everything you think you know about crime dramas? MobLand it exploded onto screens in March 2025 like a Molotov cocktail thrown into the pristine windows of prestige television. But this wasn't just another gangster show. No, it was a warning, a coded message buried beneath British violence, blood oaths and silent glances. And it wasn't the first. Long before Hardy stepped into the shadows of Harry D'Souza, the emotionally fractured fixer torn between his crime family and his real one, he had already laid the blueprint for chaos. You know the role, you've seen the eyes, you've heard the whisper growl, Alfie Solomons. But what you don't know is that MobLand and Peaky Blinders are not just connected by Tom Hardy's face. They're connected by something much deeper, much darker. Because once you understand the link between these two worlds, you'll never watch them the same again. In fact, you might wish you hadn't found this video at all. On the surface, MobLand is exactly what it claims to be: a gritty, high-stakes tale of a mafia war between the Stevensons and the Hannigans in modern-day London. It's polished, it's smart, it's violent, it's cinematic. But underneath that it's a mirror, reflecting Hardy's own ongoing transformation, not as an actor, but as a storyteller. See, Harry D'Souza isn't just a character, he's an evolution, a warning sign. He is what happens when you take Alfie Solomons, strip him of his ego and force him to carry the guilt of his sins with no one left to save him. Hardy didn't step away from Alfie. He absorbed him. And MobLand, it's not the beginning of something new. It's the continuation of something forbidden, something most fans missed. Alfie Solomons was never just a side character. He was a prototype, a test, a mask. And now, the mask is off. This is where it gets strange. MobLand wasn't just made to entertain you. It was made to recondition you. To slowly pull you into a world Hardy's been building for over a decade. A world where every word matters, every betrayal is prophecy, and every line Alfie whispered in Peaky Blinders was actually a warning. Go back and watch. He tells Tommy, "I once had a dog and the dog got killed because I trusted someone." Seems like just a metaphor, right? Until you realize Harry D'Souza opens MobLand mourning a dog. A real one. Coincidence? This isn't about two shows. It's about one secret character arc, disguised across multiple timelines. And now that MobLand has been renewed for Season 2, Hardy is finally ready to show us the endgame. But why? Why now? Why him? Before I reveal the forbidden truth, there's something you need to do. If you've made it this far, it means you see what most viewers don't. You see through the performances. You see the patterns. And that means you belong here. So before we dive deeper into what Hardy is really doing with MobLand and Peaky Blinders, take 2 seconds to subscribe, because what comes next won't be easy to unhear. Let's go back to Alfie Solomons, Season 2, Peaky Blinders. A Jewish gangster with a bakery cover. Charismatic, terrifying, and unhinged. Everyone loved him, but no one really understood him. And that's exactly what Hardy wanted. Because while most fans were laughing at Alfie's outbursts or quoting his bizarre lines, they missed the moments where he hinted at something else: a deep trauma. A hidden family. A debt that wasn't monetary. One line, never explained, still echoes to this day: "They're not my enemies, Tom. They're my ghosts." It meant nothing until MobLand. Harry D'Souza is not a loud man. He's not funny. He doesn't make speeches, he hides, he fixes. He buries bodies and secrets. But in the pilot episode of MobLand, Harry receives a call. The voice on the other end, distorted, whispering, "You never buried the ghosts, Harry. You just changed their names." And suddenly Alfie's cryptic words from Peaky become horrifyingly clear. What if Alfie and Harry are the same man? What if Peaky Blinders was never fiction? What if it was just the past and MobLand is the present? Sounds insane. But keep listening. Ronan Bennett, the creator of MobLand, was a silent contributor on Peaky Blinders Season 4. Never credited, but his fingerprints are there, on the pacing, the tone, the darkness. Hardy didn't just bring his acting to MobLand, he brought his ghosts. Now, here's where the theory mutates into something else. Not a story. A confession. A fan dug through early production notes and discovered MobLand's working title wasn't MobLand at all. It was The Immortal Man. Why is that relevant? Because that's also the title of the upcoming Peaky Blinders movie. And Tom Hardy is rumored to return. The Immortal Man. Think about that name. Really think about it. It's not a coincidence. Not a placeholder. It's a message. And when placed alongside Tom Hardy's recent performances, it becomes something far more terrifying. Because if Alfie Solomons died in Season 5 of Peaky Blinders, and if Harry D'Souza is alive in MobLand, then who exactly is the Immortal Man? Ask yourself this. What if Tom Hardy hasn't just been playing different criminals in different shows? What if he's been building a single myth? A living urban legend, whose face changes but whose sins echo across time? It would explain everything: why Alfie Solomons is constantly killed, only to mysteriously return. Why Harry D'Souza begins MobLand already haunted, already broken. Why neither character ever gives you their full story. Because they're not characters, they're versions. Fragments. Shells of one forgotten man trying to outrun something much bigger than us. Something eternal. Let's rewind. Peaky Blinders Season 5. Tommy Shelby shoots Alfie in the face. We're led to believe he's dead, but in Season 6, Alfie returns, alive, damaged, and more cryptic than ever. And what does he say? I've had my time, Thomas. This is just the coda, not a comeback. A coda, the final passage of a symphony. But what if that wasn't his final act? What if Hardy's Peaky Blinders arc was intentionally left unresolved, not for nostalgia, but because he needed Alfie alive? He needed Alfie to become Harry. Hello Pijamasti RPNT, because Harry D'Souza acts like a man who's already lived multiple lives. He walks like a man who's been shot before. He grieves like a man who's been betrayed by someone named Thomas. Still think MobLand is just a coincidence? Still think this is just fan fiction? Let's test that belief. MobLand Episode 4. Harry visits a cemetery, supposedly to mourn a former associate, but look closer at the gravestone in the background. It's faded, but visible. One name, A. Solomons. No first name, just an initial. No death date, just the words, "You survived longer than you should have." Nobody addresses it. Nobody even sees it, unless you're looking for it. And that is exactly the point. Tom Hardy isn't just acting anymore. He's curating a meta role, a multi-series persona that threads through time, genre, and identity. This isn't theory, it's blueprint. Let's map it. Alfie Solomons 1920s, a morally bankrupt, psychotic genius with no regard for alliances, fakes death, returns with an eye-scarred, deeper voice, more control. Harry D'Souza 2020s, a highly organized fixer, emotionally detached, dealing with post-trauma memory lapses, obsessed with protecting a hidden family. Two characters a century apart, but identical emotional architecture. And in MobLand Season 1's finale, Harry is stabbed by his wife Jan during a heated confrontation. Blood loss. Fade to black. Classic Hardy cliffhanger. But listen. As the screen fades, Harry whispers something. The audio is nearly drowned out, but a fan slowed it down, cleaned the track, and heard 4 words. Tell Thomas, I'm done. Why would Harry reference someone named Thomas? Why would Hardy ad-lib a name from Peaky Blinders, unless it wasn't an ad-lib? Unless Harry never really stopped being Alfie. MobLand isn't a spin-off, it's a continuation. And the Immortal Man isn't a new story. It's the final chapter in a legacy that's been quietly unraveling for years, right under our noses. And if you're thinking, why would Hardy go through all this effort? You're asking the wrong question. The real question is, why did they let him? Harnan EW3HEDM, Hardy's creative freedom, strange industry silence, eerie production signs. Tom Hardy's work in Peaky Blinders was described as unhinged brilliance. Critics praised his creative freedom. Fans adored his unpredictability, but few noticed that no other actor was given the same control. Hardy reportedly rewrote 40% of Alfie's dialogue. He directed several of his own scenes without credit. He filmed isolated from the main cast, and his character's backstory, mostly improvised, stopped him. Even stranger, when MobLand was greenlit, the only actor guaranteed final cut approval was Hardy. No director, no writer, just him. Why? Because this isn't about entertainment. This is about a man trying to leave behind something that can't be deleted. A ghost story with his fingerprints burned into every frame, and the Immortal Man might be his final confession. Let's go even deeper. MobLand Episode 20. Harry stares into a mirror and mutters, "Bakery's closed." Bakery, Alfie's old front for his liquor operation. MobLand Episode 60. Harry limps while dragging a body. Why the limp? Alfie was shot in the leg in Season 4 of Peaky. MobLand finale. Harry reads a passage from the Torah at a funeral. He's not shown to be religious before this moment, but Alfie, Jewish. These aren't coincidences. These are breadcrumbs. Hardy wants us to piece it together, to earn the reveal, because when the Immortal Man finally arrives in late 2025 or early 2026, Hardy won't need to explain anything. He'll just walk on screen, and you'll know. But here's where it gets even stranger. A leaked character breakdown from the Immortal Man lists Hardy's role only as the survivor, a man with many names, all forgotten. Weird scars from other stories. No origin, no age, no clear timeline. Even his wardrobe, rumored to include a navy coat with fur collar, suspiciously resembles Alfie's last outfit in Peaky. So what happens when this survivor finally speaks? Does he admit to being Alfie? Does he answer to Harry? Or will he say what fans have feared all along? I've always been both. You just never look close enough, but that's not the darkest part. The real twist. Hardy might not be the only one doing this. Another Peaky Blinders star has quietly joined MobLand Season 2, and their arrival could shatter the illusion for good. You won't believe who it is.